Hello, I'm the CommanderZander. I remember it so the Nostalgia Critic doesn't have to. And neither should you. And it's time for another installment of Reviewing Nostalgia Critic Reviews. Well, as you probably know, the Nostalgia Critic recently unveiled his new DVD called The Awesoming, with which it contains a review of The Review Must Go On. And for those of you who remember, or probably don't remember, or might not give a shit, but we'll have to listen to anyways, my first review, which made me the wonderful reviewer that you've come and known today, was Review Must Go On. So I figure it is my obliged duty to compare my review of it with his review to see who reigns supreme in the Donnie Dupuis finale, the Demo Reel finale that made the Nostalgia Critic's return more realistic. So with that, I'm delving into the Nostalgia Critic's review of The Review Must Go On. So with that, there we go. Yeah, you know the intro. Yeah, Nat. Alright, here we go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Every once in a while, an astounding internet achievement comes along that was not done by me. But they're mostly done by me. This one was done by me.
Of course it was. Well, kinda by you. By your creator, Nostalgia Critic.
Signaled the triumphant return of yours truly. After 6 months of retirement, which in internet time is like 10 years, this video came out announcing that your one and only critic was coming back. It was bold, poetic, daring, and not the least bit pretentious whatsoever. No, really, there's not a trace of it at all. It perfectly summed up the majesty and wonder of a man who screams at a piece of...
Well, of course he's gonna say that. He's gonna be biased about it because, well, he's back and quite frankly, he hated Donnie Dupuis with a passion.
Mostly to those who missed Demo Reel. We apologize to both of you. So, let's see what changed the course of all mankind. Or just got a trending credit on Twitter, which is difficult. This is The Review Must Go On. It opens with everyone's favorite not replacement, Donnie Dupuis, getting himself
Everyone's favorite not replacement. Well, I couldn't agree more on you, Nostalgia Critic. Quite frankly, everybody liked you better than Donnie Dupuis. Of course, there were some people that liked Donnie Dupuis, in which case I hope you don't take offense to what he's saying.
Is it me, or is the water looking a little, phallic microphony?
You know, I never noticed that until I saw the review. So thank you for pointing that out, Nostalgia Critic. Now I feel sick to my stomach. Ugh.
Tacoma and Rebecca talk about their next film. Carmen Sandiego movie?
Carmen Sandiego has stolen a time machine and she's going back through history, selling all of
This was before Malcolm had the flat top. And, oh, by the way, Rachel Teach was part of Channel Awesome at the time.
But things get stranger when Rebecca suddenly disappears, followed by...
Of course, at the time, their website was still called thatguywiththeglasses.com. Only after That Guy with the Glasses' demise did they change the website name.
I searched the whole internet. Public records, everything. There is no Quinn.
Well, of course not. He was on Demo Reel. I imagine anyone would want to disappear that was in that. But once Tacoma vanished...
Of course he's gonna rip on Demo Reel. Okay, for those who enjoyed Demo Reel, this is probably not gonna be a Nostalgia Critic review you'll be looking forward to.
Donnie tries approaching Carl, but he doesn't seem to be himself either.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. He's a fucking Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Yeah. Still looks more realistic than Jurassic World.
Hey, at least he's a motherfucking T-Rex!
To the retina-burning colors of the writer's house. He's stuck on what he wants to write next, so he takes out the garbage. I'm sure there was a very important reason to show that. Maybe it just demonstrated how Chester A. Bum relocates. Oh my god, this is the greatest move I've ever had in my life! Why am I suddenly flying? When he's still not able to write.
Now that's funny, except there's one problem. He's not dressed like Chester A. Bum, you bum! No! Just shows how weak he is trying to lift a damn garbage can.
But he finds the movie he got in the mail is not the one he was hoping for.
Instead, it's the one that was ultimately the Nostalgia Critic's first review. Back.
Like that classic stalker cam to make you feel like you're watching something you probably shouldn't, which I guess some critics would argue is very appropriate. But he makes the mistake every foolishly optimistic Jennifer Garner fan makes. He puts it on and watches it.
Okay, what's wrong with Jennifer Garner? Come on, she is so a wonderful actress and hot, but mostly good. Now, I will admit that The Odd Life of Timothy Green was a meh movie, and the Nostalgia Critic, quite frankly, put it in perspective himself when he did this review, when he came back. FYI, you should totally check out that review.
Do you think I did the right thing ending the Nostalgia Critic? Well, that just nyahs my nyah. If you think you'll...
That's your Linkar impersonation? Yeah, people always make fun of my voice. Yeah, that's not even close to how I sound. Yeah.
Say hi too. Louis, buddy, are you convinced that the characters from your show are real people?
Notice how he rarely commentates on this effing thing? He just lets everyone relive the movie for those who have not seen it, even though it's clearly on YouTube for your viewing pleasure.
Talking when nobody's around. We return to the thrilling continuation of Guy staring at computer screen when he slowly gets the urge to watch some of his greatest hits. Only to find his...
What do you mean slowly gets the urge? Maybe he just felt like it to relive the glory days. Just like the creator kept watching Playboy videos to relive the glory days, and then he ultimately brought him back. Now he lives in a closet, whenever he's not shooting his damn videos. How you liking it over there, Playboy? Dead silence. I like that sound.
Time to put that extra effort in. It is very telling that the time his performance feels the most honest is when he's praising himself. Then why don't you just make me go away? See, I told you can't get rid of me. Jesus, he's following him all over online without quitting. He's like a Facebook ad. He turns off the computer to remember...
Well, no shit, Sherlock! He's supposed to be an ad because you know how much you hate ads on the internet. You're trying to get rid of it, until you're like, ah, fuck it. That's kind of the point on this scene here. He's like an ad. He's trying to convince Doug to bring the Nostalgia Critic back so that he can bring him back. So he's going to keep bouncing around website after website after website until he finally gets Doug to bring him back. Doy! If anybody should know that, it should be you.
Sam Raimi? That was Shaun of the Dead. Big difference. He then calls another friend for advice, Lindsay.
Doug, are you chewing on something?
Tranquilizers. I'm taking enough to kill a baby rhinoceros. Wow, what pharmacy can I go to get that?
How about Walgreens, since it showed the sign, kind of?
Did a kind of great run, but now it's time to branch out and do new things.
But Lindsay doesn't want to take a chance, so she sends her personnel assassin.
Alright, this is the scene I'm looking forward to ripping. This is the one scene I know he's gonna rip on, because I remember ripping on this. Waiting on the comment.
This has been a New York moment.
What?
New York. Fucking New York.
That's your way of ripping on that scene? How can you... So little effort on that scene? Come on. Nostalgia Critic, if you're watching this, let me show you how you should have ripped on this scene. Remember, seeing as how I did this review before you ever got this review done? Yeah. Check out my reaction. This is how I commented on that very same scene when I did the review. Check this out.
What? She said it's smart for two. Well, surely she ought to get out of that. I mean, how hard can it be to get out of a parking space that tight with a small...
Now, I will admit my camera work was not the greatest at the time.
Seriously? She's having trouble getting out. What the hell is wrong with you? How do you have this much difficulty getting out of a tight parking spot with a spoon for two? That's the whole point of that car. And the award for getting out of a parking spot the hardest with a smart for two is... Jesus, she nearly ran her car. Now she's trying to get out. No, don't get it for traffic, you! She's still trying to get out. And after a quick break, we come back to her, still trying to get the hell out of that
Yeah, that's what I was anticipating when you managed to rip on that scene. Instead, we get this New York moment. What the hell kind of a response to freaking video is that? Seriously, I was expecting more of what I did. My ripping on that scene was way more hilarious than your ripping of that scene. Oh, and by the way, I did just more than that. I showed the whole scene and then continued to rip on it. Seriously, people, you should totally vote. Who did a better job ripping on the Smart for Two scene? The Nostalgia Critic or yours truly? You decide. No pressure there. Now then, back to the Nostalgia Critic's review of this. So after that fail of a ripping of a scene...
Hey, Doug. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you.
But she confuses his brother for him. Yeah, I guess all us white people do look alike.
Just don't go doing Nostalgia Critic anymore. So there.
Did I just get trolled by sadness from inside out? This affects our star little as he falls asleep at his kitchen table. As most people do. Bring me back. Yeah, bring him back! Bring him back!
Pee-wee Herman, what are you doing here? It's a dream. Dreams are like that.
Now, having recently seen Pee-wee's new movie that's out on Netflix, which, by the way, I won't give away anything about that. This comforts me to know that Doug Walker does a pretty damn good Pee-wee impersonation. I'll just leave it at that.
He calls up one last friend to get some advice.
Hello.
Hey, Brad, I'm having a debate on whether or not to bring the Nostalgia Critic back.
Oh, well, I don't care.
Well, I see a review of his movie coming up. The past scene.
Which, by the way, he does do in this DVD. He reviews the Cinema Snob movie. By the way, I totally recommend that one. Especially if you like the Cinema Snob. That is clearly the movie for you to see.
Once this place, I was just trying to get you to talk to yourself a little less. But now I see it was actually pretty counterproductive. That's very stupid.
Okay, word of advice. Never look in a mirror, let alone open a mirror in something establishing a creepy tone, because it will inspire something shun-worthy.
Like that.
And even some things not shun-worthy.
I'll tell you what. If you answer this honestly, I'll go away.
Alright, let's go to the thrilling conclusion here.
I'm in the Truman Show?
Person you are now is the director.
No, you're not in the Truman Show. What the Truman Show? I don't remember the Truman Show. What kind of a show is the Truman Show? Please explain this to me.
Tell me more, Chris Tucker-style dance slide.
You sacrificed.
So he's now ripping on all the old demo reel characters who ultimately became his henchmen for his reviews until Rachel left and was replaced by Tamara.
It sound like this was the intention the whole time when you literally showed us for 20 minutes this was not the intention the whole time.
Who was I?
I'm glad to see that I wasn't the only one that thought, well, this was all, but that did pretty much what,
Experience was the
you know.
Hole's version of some sort of purgatory. Because if
Flashback!
it has shown us anything, is that kind of ending goes over especially well.
You son of a bitch! Do you have any idea how much this shit scarred me?
I don't like the fact that he barely makes any commentary on this review. Seriously, I have to freaking do all the talking, and he's just showing us clips. Yeah, I know. This is from Channel Awesome, but still.
Trying to fight the nothing!
But perhaps now you're a little wise.
Seriously, I was expecting more commentary than this.
You always know what it's like to be on the other side.
Perhaps it'll lead to editorials that seem surprisingly more understanding than many of your other videos. But if you look at the inconsistencies of the character in the past, it still kind of makes sense. It's like the Zelda timeline. If you start with a link to the past and then move on to...
Walk through that.
Yeah, no one gives a crap about you. Blah 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 blah.
That's an order.
So, his former co-stars seem bizarrely okay with fading away into nothing.
What do you mean bizarrely okay?
When arrives as the nostalgia-
They clearly know that he missed the Nostalgia Critic. He wanted to bring him back, and by doing that, he would have to get rid of Donnie Dupuis.
nicely.
How is that bizarrely okay?
That's right, Internet. You have a new old critic to talk about new old things with once more.
Don't you mean new old critic to talk about new things?
Is that wall a different color? Show ruined. Team Oops realizes
Ha ha ha! Yeah, funny, because ever since that one, it went to blue for the wall.
And that was The Review Must Go On. And even though I may be a little emotionally compromised by it, I do think it is, in fact, the greatest thing ever made.
You're a little emotionally compromised when you think of this effing review? Seriously? Little? Don't you mean big? Now, I will admit, this is a very good review. I mean, well, your review for the most part is good. But The Review Must Go On was good. In fact, I recommended it, I think. And if I didn't, I recommend it. But seriously, it's not the greatest thing that anyone's ever seen. There are plenty of other great things that have happened, like, well, I don't know, Star Wars, Batman vs. Superman, which I'm pretty sure will be a hit. There are a lot of other great things besides this. This is just one of the best return of a character type movies that I probably have ever seen and will ever see again, because quite frankly, I don't think there's going to be anything that's close to this. But your commentary was so minimum. Seriously, it's like you wanted to give us another chance to relive this show, even though you can freaking watch it on YouTube. Seriously, at least I put the effort to put a lot of commentary on it. But be that as it may, this is still a good review, and of course I recommend it, and of course I'm gonna support you in your fair use and all that wonderful stuff. Because we critiquers have to stick with each other. So I recommend you get the DVD so you can watch the Nostalgia Critic's review. The Review Must Go On. And subscribe to my channel so you can watch mine too. I'm the CommanderZander. I remember it's so the Nostalgia Critic doesn't have to, and neither should you.